Oh, yeah. Is it Tuesday already? Is it time for Skeleton Crew finale? Well, I guess not yet. We got 15 minutes. Okay, we got 15 minutes until showtime. So now is your final chance to throw in your craziest predictions for this Skeleton Crew finale. What's up, chat? How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday evening? Tonight is the night, the final episode of this Skeleton Crew series. Will we get all the answers about Nina Nawood? Will we finally find out who hid At-Atiin away all those years ago? And will we finally figure out why it was hidden and who hid it? I guess that was the same thing I just said, wasn't it? I guess I'm repeating myself already. What's up, chat? We got 14 minutes until showtime. So somebody keep me on that. But we are about to watch the final episode of Skeleton Crew. So with that, throw in your craziest predictions or even not so crazy predictions into the chat and let's talk about it. For the first time ever, actually second time ever in channel history, we have a super chat before the show started. So let's dive into that. First things first, Jordan Rennie with 2 super chats, a very generous $5 holla and a $2 holla. First one saying, evening all, happy finale day, not Friday, happy finale day. Am I mistaken, or are we still yet to see a scene with Jod and Neil at the ancient Sith text building yet? You are mistaken. We saw that in episode 5? You are mistaken. We saw that in episode 5. We saw that in episode 5, so yes, you are mistaken. And the second one says, don't forget to smash that freaking like button on the stream. Yeah, let's not forget about that too. Smash a freaking like on the stream. Okay, let's do this. I want to know what you guys think. Because this poll, if you guys have been around the channel, you know that this poll has been put up 1,000 times. Okay, not actually 1,000 times, but a lot of times. And I'm interested. I am interested to know what you guys think, okay? Do you think Jod was a Jedi? Yes or no? And I've put up this poll probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 times over the last couple weeks, and it has always been about 50-50, 41 or 49, 51 or 42 or 52, 48. So tell me, do you think Jod will be revealed to have once been a Jedi at the Jedi Order before Order 66 in this episode? Will we get a flashback to possibly a brand new character named Jedi Nina Nawood in this finale? Tell me what you think, and will we see some crazy appearances of a Grand Admiral Thrawn, or a Mando and Grogu, or a Hera Syndulla, or a Mon Mothma in the New Republic, or Carson Teva? Who do we think's showing up? What do we think's going down? This is your final chance to throw in your craziest predictions for this final finale of Skeleton Crew. So do it right now. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat, though, before we get to all this. Adam, what's up? Insurgent Ewok, how we doing? Hal Runner Base in the house. Tiffany, what's up? Brandon Baker, how we doing? Haja, what is up? Dave, how we doing? Ian in the house. Darth Thor, what's up? Matt, how we doing? Aaron, how we doing? Melody of Light, what is up? Rich, how we doing? Wyatt, what's up? Simon in the house. Fearless, how we doing? Troy, what's up? Nathan, how we doing? Fern, how we doing? UV Grad, what's up? Okay, if I missed you, you know the deal. Just yell at me in the chat. Let's give everybody a nice little
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Okay, so not really a surprise, but kind of a surprise. This poll is yet again at 52% of you saying no, he is not a Jedi, and 48% of you saying yes, he is. So for 3 straight weeks, we have been completely divided straight down the middle on whether or not Jod Nawood is a Jedi or not. And it will be revealed tonight. It will be revealed the backstory of Jod's character that has been pretty much confirmed by Jude Law himself. If you don't know, I've pulled it up a million times, but this article from Entertainment Weekly where he talks about his backstory being explained. Here it is right here. His backstory being explained towards the end of the series. This is what he says word for word. Let me pull this up right here. Let me pull it up right here. Okay. So, the question asked to him is, what can you say in terms of a background with the Force? That is the question. And here's his answer. It doesn't really come out until right near the end when you really get an insight into his backstory and why he may be a Force user and is Force sensitive. We have not learned this yet. Why he may be Force sensitive has not been revealed to us yet. No, it is not. So that's got to be in tonight's episode. An insight into his backstory. We haven't gotten any of that yet. So that's coming tonight. Also, he explains that where he was born and what happened to him are very important to his story. Where he was born is a little interesting to me because that doesn't really make me think Jedi. Where he was born doesn't make me think Jedi. But what happened to him, well, it fully depends on what happened to him because he goes on to say that he's not somebody who had a childhood. That makes me think Jedi. When you think about people getting taken by the Jedi Order, that makes me think Jedi. Also, he's out here quoting Qui-Gon Jinn. Straight up quoting Qui-Gon Jinn in episode 5, talking about how you're not supposed to have attachments like the Jedi don't. So he knows the Jedi way at least. Sonic the Hedgehog, what's up? I heard you got a good movie in theaters right now. I have not seen it, but I heard it's pretty good. Old man Mace Windu cameo would be my craziest prediction. That would be insane, but I seriously doubt it. And then the last thing he says is that his childhood was snatched away from him, much like the Jedi Order do to kids. But maybe he was just on a war-torn planet. We don't know. Either way, Jod's backstory will be explored, will be explained in tonight's episode. So tell me what you think in the chat. All right, let's see. I think it would be awesome if Jod was dueling Anakin at the Jedi Temple. No. It would be cool, obviously, but Anakin would have to have killed him. Darth Vader, what's up? Anakin would have had to have killed him. Because that just can't happen. No. Oh, Jordan Rennie with a very generous $5 holla again. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. There's a bit of an outlandish theory, but if, and that's a big if, Endo? What? Oh, sorry. Yes. I think Endo? Wait, what are you talking about? Endo? Who to the what now? Oh, okay. I understand now. You're talking about Embo, maybe? The bounty hunter? Hang on, Chet. Jordan, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking to Embo. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. Embo the bounty hunter, who is supposed to be the villain of this Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which I don't believe. Sounds crazy to me. Yes, Embo. Okay, thank you. Sounds crazy to me. But if he is going to truly be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, possibly they could be setting him up in this finale. I don't know. Nina Nawood reveal. Okay, chat. Tell me in the chat. Do you think we are going to see Jedi Nina Nawood in tonight's episode? Yes or no? Do you think we will get the big reveal of Jedi Nina Nawood in the finale? Gino says Nina Nawood is the supervisor and Jod and Nina will have a big lightsaber duel. That would be crazy. But also wouldn't make sense. Because this planet has been lost for so long that it's not supposed to really be... The supervisor is going to be a droid. Let's put it that way. I think the supervisor will be a droid. Interesting. We were pretty split down the middle if this Nina Nawood character is showing up tonight. See a bunch of yeses, a bunch of nos. Mike, will you still make content after this show is over? Yes. Yes, I will. So I know a lot of you guys are new to the channel since this show began. But the channel did exist before the show, and it will continue to exist after the show. Yes, we have plenty of Star Wars news to get to, like the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, possibly having the main villain be the bounty hunter Embo from the Clone Wars, saving Stinky the Hutt, and of course, Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan being in a Mortis arc in Ahsoka Season 2. So we got plenty of news to talk about for the next couple weeks, and Andor Season 2 is in less than 100 days, so right around the corner. Also, Star Wars Celebration. So no, the channel does not just vanish out of thin air once this show ends. No. I will say, though, this show is incredible. And it's brought so many of us together to just talk about, speculate, watch the show together. It's really something special. Even though the numbers may be low. But the numbers were low on Andor, too. Nina was Obi-Wan's side chick during the Clone Wars? Okay. That's a crazy one. Wim's mom is the supervisor, and Neil's dad is a guard for the supervisor. Interesting. I thought at one point Wim's mom was going to play a bigger role in this, but seems unlikely now. Yeah. Yeah. I really hope that's not the plot of the Mando movie. I agree with that. I really don't want it to be. Can we talk about Star Wars forever? Yes, we can. I think it makes sense for the Mandalorian show or Mando to show up business-wise. If he is not in there, it would mean that there's been 3 years since that we haven't seen Din and Grogu in 3 years between the movie and The Mandalorian Season 3. I agree. I think they're going to set up the Mando movie in tonight's episode. Because this Skeleton Crew finale is the last piece of content in the Mandoverse era before the Mandalorian Grogu movie. So for the next year and a half, until May 22nd, 2026, when the Mandalorian and Grogu releases into theaters, there will not be another single piece of content inside of this post-original trilogy, pre-sequel trilogy time period. So this Skeleton Crew show kind of has to set up that movie. Yeah. Whether it's actually seeing Din and Grogu showing up on the screen, or if it's just setting up Grand Admiral Thrawn by taking over. I don't know. We'll see. By the way, Chad, this poll is insane to me. Now it's actually swayed to the yes category, but it's still 51-49. 51-49 with over 130 votes. 51-49. Will Jod be a Jedi? Maybe Cal Kestis will show up and save the day. That seems unlikely now. If you told me that at the beginning of the show, that Cal Kestis could show up in this series, I would have said yes. I actually was on board with that theory quite a bit. But now, at this point, it would be a massive surprise. Yeah. Chewbacca shows up in the Falcon? I doubt that. The cameo is just Carson Teva. Well, there's a possibility that we don't get any cameos. Is episode 8 going to be a sub 30 minutes? No. The Wim actor said over 50, and John Watts and Chris Ford said over 45. So we're looking at probably a 50 to 55 minute episode, if I were to guess, but we'll see. Star Wars Order says, Mike, you're ignoring me. I am definitely not ignoring you. I have a lot of chat, and I'm trying to read as much as possible before the 5 minutes are up. The 2 minutes are up before we watch this show. So I apologize if it seems like I'm ignoring you, but I'm trying my best over here. Okay, let's put up this timer. All right, let's give you a prediction for how long this episode's going to be. 47 and a half minutes, okay. 52 with credits, interesting. I think it'll be 53 minutes with credits. Yeah, 53 minutes with credits. Smile Ren says, yeah, I found this channel because of Skeleton Crew, LOL, nice. You'll love to hear that. 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 54 minutes, 43 minutes, 53 minutes, 50, 45, 55 with credits, 51 with credits, 41, over an hour. Oh my God. Please, at least 50 minutes. 60 minutes with credits. Interesting. Oh, Richard Winter with a very generous $5 holla. I appreciate that. Richard says, Hera, Ezra, and Chopper will show up in the Ghost to save the day, followed by Grand Admiral Thrawn. I like that a lot. I think if you have a counterbalance of both the New Republic and Thrawn, but maybe not familiar faces from the New Republic because they're all going to die. So if you see a bunch of X-Wings come in and maybe Din and Grogu, and then Thrawn comes in with his Chimera and his Night Sisters and just absolutely destroys the X-Wings, absolutely destroys everybody except for Din and Grogu. But Din and Grogu escape barely with their lives. But they've seen Thrawn now. They know that Thrawn's a threat. The problem is, if you're going to set up Thrawn as the heir to the Empire, Din and Grogu are your two main characters right now. And they don't even know who he is. They never even heard of the guy, as far as we're aware. So, Ezra, Hera, the Ghost Crew, they all have a connection to Grand Admiral Thrawn. Ahsoka knows who he is. Like, all these people know who Thrawn is, except for Din and Grogu. So Din and Grogu need to have that fear of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yeah. All right, let's put up the timer. Right there. So how this works if you're new to the watch parties is we put up a timer in the corner and we press play together so that we can watch it together. Yeah. So throw in your final predictions because it's almost 9. Jordan Rennie with another very generous $2 holla says the Owl Lady has to play some role in this. I think KB will be calling to Kim, the Owl Lady, supposed Owl Lady. I think KB will be calling to her, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, we have over 200 people here and only 80 likes. Can we smash a freaking like on the stream, please, chat? Smash a freaking like on the stream, please. Oh, episode's out. The episode is out, chat. Let's take a gander at this, shall we? Let's see. How long is it? How long is it, chat? 41 minutes. We've been bamboozled. Okay, 41 minutes. Let's check it out. All right, here's the deal. Do not skip the recap. We're going to press play at the same exact time. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Don't skip the recap. If you ever need help. But you should. Him chopping SM-33's head off was insane. Oh, I forgot, chat. I brought popcorn. R2D2 popcorn bucket. Oh for 2. That was pretty good. Here we go. Told you he'd just pretend to be a Jedi. Nice. The kids can't say anything. Uh-oh. Oh? Uh-oh. Vern's mom's a goner, chat. A goner. What was the title? I didn't even see it. The Real Good Guys? Oh my god, that's the title of the episode? That makes me think Thrawn's showing up even more. Well, Wim, you can tell him now. Oh. He's not even what, Wim? Spit it out. His goddamn supervisor. Wait, so her mom has already met the supervisor? Or John will know. All right, Chad. Who's the supervisor? Pretty dark up here. Even Jod doesn't know who the supervisor is going to be. It's Thrawn. It's Vader. It's a droid. Oh, we were right. Oh. True story. Uh-oh. Damn, he's got the droid on his side. Uh-oh. What have I done? Oh, and the power goes out. Oh, shit. So they got word that the Jedi are traitors. That makes sense, though, because they're technically the Republic. The Republic would say that they were traitors. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. Uh-oh. Remember what happened to SM-33? Off with her head. Nice. Invasion time, chat. Those still look like they're on. Oh, guess not. Nope, time to go. Jaw's a bad guy. Ruh-roh. Time's up. Time is up. Looks like an iron. Like he's ironing his shirt with turrets on it. That frog dog is mad. Neil's in the bath again? No. Why is he in the bath? That's awesome. What? They're just gonna bomb it like that? Got a point there. Crazy. Kim. The real good guys. There you go. Oh, he's gonna steal the cool kid's bike. Oh, that's awesome. Uh-oh. They might all be dead by the time this is over. Ruh-roh. There's our boy Vane. Thanks, Brandon. Into the woods. Wait, I'm heavier than you. Oh, yeah. Wim's dad is getting into it now. Is this a school? Oh, they're going through the school. No, they can't kill Neil. Neil's gonna get to the gunner. Neil's gonna get to the gunner. Oh, he knows where there's a turret on top of the school. Because Neil's the freaking GOAT. The problem is the ship is tied to the ground. They already loaded all the credits. Uh-oh. Still tied to the ground. SM-33. Gotta restore power. The supervisor's tower. Wim's dad went from one of the worst characters to one of the best real quick. Get to the chopper. Oh, yeah. True that. The New Republic. How are they gonna get up the elevator without the power being on? They got guns. Oh, shit. One of them's gonna die. Calling it. There's Neil's dad. We all work for Jod. Just like we wanted. Go through the canal. Uh-oh. The elevator still works. Now, how'd you do that? Uh-oh. Jedi don't exist. Ruh-roh. Time to go. Time to go. It's a family affair. Uh-oh. KB, go. KB, go. Chat, there's only 18 minutes left in this episode. We're not getting very far here. Oh, that's some 33s back. Yeah, Neil. Uh-oh. What have they done? Kim. Oh, pirates. Yeah, how are they going to get through the barrier? Uh-oh. That's what they're looking at in that one frame, chat. Was Karina talking about death because she's going to die? What? Did they just kill KB, chat? Pull the lever. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. There's no way they just killed KB. What you gonna do, Wim? Pull it. Pull it. You're no Jedi. Here we go. Chat? Flashback? There's your backstory, chat. Oh, Wendell, you scared of dying instead of saving the whole freaking town, Wendell? You selfish. Ah! Nina is real? Well, we don't know that. We didn't get to see her. He's freaking crazy. Wim's dad's a goner. He's a goner. Uh-oh. John's pretty powerful. Pull the lever. You got it, Wendell. Uh-oh. Maybe he's not that powerful. Come on, Farah. Do the right thing. For once in your life. God. Okay, it wasn't hyperspace, but I was close. This is... Will Jod admit defeat? No. Go down with a fight, Jod. Come on, man. That's pretty cool. Where's the New Republic at? KB can't be dead, right, Chad? Oh, here we go. The real good guys. That's the ship Hera Syndulla did for the first time. Star Wars Rebels. What was that ship called again? Going down with the ship. You were this close, Chad. This close. Just 4 little kids screwed you over. Uh-oh. Oh. KB crashed into the school? Wait, what? Oh, she could have survived that. I hope. That's pretty cool. Her body slides out with the gold. That's crazy. She's alive. Did we win? You might want to move. Oh, who might this be, chat? Oh, if they don't show us, that'd be devastating. Might be it, chat. What? All right. All right. What's going on with these post credits? Jedi? I think there might be a post credit scene, chat. Maybe not, but we'll see. This is definitely a different credit thing than before. What happened to Jod and the pirates? I'm guessing the New Republic's going to capture them. I don't think Jod's dead by any means. Yeah. All right, chat. I'm going to stop eating the popcorn because it's probably annoying. Rank this episode out of 10. Rank this finale out of 10, chat. Just making sure there's no post-credit scene here. Got Jedi dying or something going on here. Nope. No post-credit scene. Nope. All right, chat. Rank this finale out of 10. What do we think? Whoa. What did we think? Let's see it, chat. Let me actually put up a poll in the chat. 1 second. Let me put this over here. Put this over there. All right, let's end this timer actually first. End that. Get rid of it too. Okay. Let's do this. Well, first of all, was Jod a Jedi? Even still, I mean, the answer is no, but he was trained in the ways of the Force by a Jedi at one point. Now, strangely enough, Jedi Nina Nawood does not exist, or at least does not exist in the show. She did not have an appearance at all. No flashback, no nothing like that, but we did get his backstory explained. He was on this planet that was hurting. He was trying to survive, and then he happened upon a Jedi who got brutally murdered by probably Inquisitors or the Empire of some sort. All right, let's do this. What did you think of episode 8? Did you love it? Did you like it? Oops. Did you like it? Were you like, meh, I mean, it's all right? Or did you hate it? What do you think, chat? Where are we at? And rate it out of 10 if you are just now coming in. Rank this episode out of 10 if you're just now coming in. Honestly, no Grand Admiral Thrawn like I wanted, setting up the next thing to come. And no Mon Mothma, no Hera Syndulla, no familiar faces at all. But even with that being said, this show held its own for the entirety of the show. No cameos needed, no cameos had. And I still think, now, I don't know where I rank it yet. I think, here's the deal. The action scenes were awesome. The invasion was great. The whole KB crashing thing, you think she's dead the whole time, she's not dead, all that stuff was great. Makes some emotion stirring. Jod didn't kill anybody. Not that I wanted him to kill people, but like he's not somebody who just went out of his way to go kill some people. It is cool that the kids were kind of the ones, because they're the main characters of the show, that end up saving the day. KB goes off, Neil hits the gunner seat. Wim grabs the lightsaber. Now, Wim's got a lightsaber. We know for a fact that these characters are coming back in Dave Filoni's Mando-verse movie. We know that now that the New Republic has control of these billions upon billions of credits on At-Atiin. Kim called Leia. Well, is that ship Leia's? Yes, hang on, let me pull this over here. Oh, okay. Yes, the Tantive 4 is Leia's, but is that the Tantive 4? It would be crazy if this was Leia's ship and they just didn't want to show us Leia because they didn't want to deep fake Leia. Hang on, let's see. And the X-Wing showed up. No Carson Teva. No familiar faces at all. They wanted to just have this sort of doing that. Just its own show, you know? Let's see. So the ship that arrives at the end, is it Leia's? I don't know. It just looks like the same sort of blockade, whatever type of ship. I don't know if you can really tell if it's Leia's or not. I don't know. Either way, it's the New Republic showing up to save the day. Yeah. All right. With all these people coming in now, rank this episode out of 10. Rank it out of 10, and let's see where you guys are at with it. Right off the bat, over 50% of you loved the episode. That's what I like to see. I absolutely loved it. I mean, here's the deal. Did I want Grand Admiral Thrawn? Yes. Thrawn is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. I want to see him. He's got to be set up to be the heir to the Empire. I wanted it. But did we get it? No. Okay. But that's perfectly fine. The way that this show was leading, this was pretty much the perfect ending. To me, a perfect ending would have had Thrawn in it, just show up and destroy everybody and take over the credits. But for the show's purposes of it being the Skeleton Crew series, it was the perfect ending. It was the perfect ending for Jod, the perfect ending for the kids. It was all this, kids save the day. The bad guy, Jod, loses. He loses. In this, yeah. But rank it out of 10. 9.5, 10, 7, 6.5, 8, 10, 8, 7.5, 9.5, 3. Oh my God. 9.5, The series as a whole is a 9.5. Okay, we can talk about that, but let's just talk episode 8 for now. 9 out of 10. Nice. I really enjoyed it. It builds towards something else. It was a dumb cliffhanger. It wasn't really a cliffhanger at all, if I'm being real. 7, 7.5, 10, 8.8, 9, 10 plus, 11 out of 10. We got Jod's origin story. Yes, we did. Indeed, we did. SM 33 out of 10. Nice. Yeah, it wasn't really a cliffhanger. It was a pretty solid ending. Yeah. Star Wars Sith, Tony, what's up? Says Neil on the turbo laser and Bubble Bath again. Let's go. Yeah, Bubble Bath Neil was a good chuckle. Yeah. And you thought Thrawn was going to show up. I did think Thrawn was going to show up, and I honestly am sticking to that. I thought he should have shown up anyway. Can we go back to what Jude Law said about the finale? We could, yeah. Well, he talks about it I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it quickly, but he talks about it being this big Star Wars ending, and that's what it was. This big battle between the pirates and the people of At-Atiin. It's pretty awesome. I honestly thought for a second there that they were actually going to kill off Wim because the actress who played, not Wim, KB, because the actress who played KB, she said in that interview with somebody, I forget who, but she said in that interview that when she described the last 2 episodes, she said death. And I was really thinking that in that moment, we were going to see KB die. But no, they went the route of not killing any of the kids, which is probably the right route to go. Yeah. Yeah. Wim was resisting Jod's force pull. True. Him and Fern. Hang on tight. Well, Jod, by his explanation, he didn't really get much training. Yes, he met this Jedi post-Order 66 who found him and saved him, taught him a little bit of the ways of the Force, but he's not that powerful. He was Force pushing people around, which obviously is pretty powerful with the Force. But he's not like anywhere close to the top tiers of any sort of Jedi. Who's Nina? Yeah, Nina Nawood doesn't exist. So if we go back to the Skeleton Crew cast, when you look it up on Google, I had so many people come to me, people on the Discord, people just in my DMs and tell me about this character of Jedi Nina Nawood and how she's going to be in it and all this stuff. And even like through all of it, I was like, yes, she exists right here on Google Cast, but that's it. Like, does she really exist? We don't know. And turns out, well, she doesn't. Yeah. So Nina Nawood was a fraud. She did not exist. So there you have it. Troy with a very generous $5 holla. I appreciate it, Troy. Says, but what happens to Jod now? Jail? Death by airlock? 8 out of 10. Nice, Troy. Yeah, what happens to Jod now? He watched his ship go down in flames. I mean, the New Republic's here. They're going to just put him in prison. But is that the last we'll be seeing of Jod? That is the question. Tell me in the chat, do you guys think we'll see Jod Nawood ever again in Star Wars? I mean, you can't just bring Jude Law in and never see him again. I don't know. We'll see. Jordan with a very generous $2 holla says, I wonder if Nina was cut out for the pacing. Well, it is weird because this episode was supposed to be 50 minutes. The actor for Wim said over 50 minutes. Even John Watts and Chris Ford said over 45 minutes. And this episode's runtime was 41. Interesting. No cameos required. Just an old familiar, awesome ship. Love those B-Wings. Yeah, that's what they were, B-Wings. So those B-Wings were from Star Wars Rebels. When Hera Syndulla, they need to get through this blockade, and they build this special ship. That's what those ships were. With the laser coming off of them. Those were the ships from Star Wars Rebels, yeah. I agree with you that this show didn't need cameos because it works so great. It's an incredible show. But I was just hoping in order to set up what's to come next, you didn't even have to show Thrawn or even show, I guess, any of the New Republic, but to show us what's to come next, it would have helped. Because now the New Republic has control of this Old Republic mint. So the New Republic now has control over the ability to print credits. And as we know, New Republic loses the war. Not this war versus Thrawn as the heir to the Empire, but the next war versus the First Order. They lose. Kind of. Yeah, they lose. They lose. So how are they going to lose now if they have all the money in the world to fund their war? I think it's not the end. It's definitely not the last time we'll be seeing At-Atiin. That's for sure. Yeah. John says his redemption is not complete yet. Well, I don't think John's going to be redeemed. I don't think he's like evil like Palpatine or even, I was going to say Vader, but Vader clearly comes back. Jod, even in the end, is saying like, this is a beautiful planet. It's not like this is not how it's supposed to go. People don't have to die. We can get through this without killing people. But at the same time, for all these years, he's been a pirate. For all these years, he's been murdering people. So I really don't know. Jod's an interesting character. He has a good side to him. He knows the Jedi ways. He was taught by a Jedi. But he's still sort of not that good a guy, you know? But he does not kill anybody. I'll give him that. He has the chance to kill Wim, Byrne, and their parents, and he doesn't. Yeah, the New Republic's balling. It seems that way. It seems that way. Yeah. Jordan with another $5 holla. Holy crap, Jordan. I appreciate that. Says, I think the kids are most likely to appear in The Heir to the Empire rather than the Mandalorian Grogu movie. Yeah, that seems to be the way that they're going. Dave Filoni's movie, we don't know what it's called or what it's going to be about, but we do know that the skeleton, or it's rumored, I should say, that the Skeleton Crew cast will appear in that. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie now more than ever seems to be its own sort of thing. It seems to be its own offshoot, with the rumors of Embo being the main villain of the movie. Like, what? What are we talking about here? So, I really don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. It's strange that now we have to wait a year and a half for the next Mando project. Yes, we have other Star Wars projects. Andor Season 2 is in less than 100 days. But for Mando's story, for what's to come next with Din and Grogu, for what's to come next with anybody in this time period, we have to wait a year and a half. And the Skeleton Crew show did not really set up anything to come. At least, not really. Yeah. Oh, Fern Solo with a very generous $2 holla says, wasn't Nina Nawood the Jedi who adopted Jod? Well, we don't know that. That was not explained in this at all. So, no, we don't. We have no idea. Mike, you're still ignoring me? What did I do? What do you mean I'm ignoring you? I'm trying to read as much chat as I possibly can. Okay. Where was I? Star Wars Politics says, like I said, I had no expectations. Well, what did you think of the episode? Well, then what did you think? The supervisor said something really similar to what Palpatine said. What was that? We wanted Nina Nawood scenes. Hey, I wanted Nina Nawood scenes too. I wanted a flashback to see a Jedi. But we just didn't get that, you know? Did Vane die? I'm guessing all the pirates died. And even if they didn't, then they've been captured by the New Republic. Yeah. No confirmed deaths or capture of specific Jedis. Yeah, no confirmed deaths. But if they didn't die, then they're with the New Republic now and they're imprisoned. Yeah, for sure. They cut the flashbacks on the editor's floor, you think? I don't know. They had room. They had time. They absolutely had time to give us the flashback. I don't think it ever existed. I don't think it did. David with a very generous $2 holla says, just finished, loved it, beautiful B-Wings. Yeah, the B-Wings were a cool little nod to Star Wars Rebels. But I agree, great ending. Vane was not even in this episode? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He was in a lot of scenes. This was the most Vane-filled episode we've had. Jod will die at the battle at the Battle of Jakku. The Battle of Jakku's already happened, though. Battle of Jakku happens shortly after Battle of Endor. I think this is because of his harsh life. After they killed his master in front of him, it made him angry and even more bitter because he struggles to survive. Well, yeah, Jod's upbringing is this. He lived in a place where he had to struggle to get food, struggle to survive, and then he meets this Jedi who he probably looked up to his whole life like Wim did, and then he meets the Jedi, trains with the Jedi, and then watches as the Jedi dies in front of his eyes to probably an Inquisitor or Vader even. Yeah, that's going to be a tough life. It's going to make you pretty bitter and angry. Yeah, for sure. Lobo says, just finished. I'm late. Yay, no cameos. What do we think of the no cameos, Jen? I know a lot of you were saying, I don't want Thrawn, I don't want Hera, I don't want any cameos because I think this show can stand on its own. I was more so saying that they should arrive or they should be alluded to in this show because it needs to interconnect to everything else. In a way, seeing the New Republic does make you think that it's interconnected to everything else, but even still. Yeah. What if Luke hears about Jod and trains him? I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. Yeah. Joshua says, I just finished the episode a minute ago. I thought it was good, but had an abrupt ending. I definitely enjoyed The Acolyte a lot more. My kids did as well. I don't know. I think our next stream we're going to rank where the Skeleton Crew fits with the rest of the shows. Yeah. And we'll go from there. Gonna have to kind of take a step back and look at the whole series as a whole. Yeah. Ezra will kill Jod? I don't know about that. Love the show, but still wanted to see Thrawn. That's kind of where I'm at too. I absolutely love this show. From start to finish, I mean, you had your shorter episodes, like your episode 6s, or your episode 6s and your episode 2s, but even those were unbelievably good. So from start to finish, this show is spectacular, but it didn't really tie into what's coming next. It didn't really tie into what's almost came before it either. It added this massive new piece to the Star Wars lore, and that is all this At-Atiin 9 Jewels of the Old Republic stuff, the great works and all that. It's cool. It's great. It's all brand new lore. It added cool new characters like these 4 kids, but Jod himself, a pirate Jedi, is a great concept and executed very, very well. But they didn't connect it to everything else. Now, maybe they did that for a reason. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's sort of a standalone show. BSW with a very generous $5 holla. I appreciate that, BSW. Says, whoever told the supervisor about evil Jedi is going to come find out why they lost connection. I don't think so. Here's the thing. If they were going to go the route of Thrawn shows up to At-Atiin and takes over the credits, then they would have done it in this show. They would have shown us that. I don't think they will, actually. I don't. No, I don't. Again, they would have done that tonight. They would have done that in the finale if that was the plan. I doubt it. Yeah. But having said that, it's possible. Maybe not. Well, it was cool that the supervisor did say the last transmission that we got is that the Jedi are evil. And that's, of course, when the Republic fell and turned into the Empire. But that means they were still getting messages from the Republic up until Order 66. So somebody, I mean, Palpatine was the Chancellor. He must have known of this planet, right? He's the Chancellor. He should know about everything. Right? So if the last transmission they got was that all the Jedi are evil and traitors, then wouldn't Palpatine have known about At-Atiin? So it's possible, I guess, that Grand Admiral Thrawn would know about it too. Possibly. The supervisor was definitely not up front right away. Yeah. Yeah. They got Order 66, but Palpatine wasn't out collecting the funds, was he? I don't know. That's the thing. If he was the Chancellor and they were still in contact with the Republic during the time of the prequel trilogy, then he would know about this planet. And he would know that there's an Old Republic mint that can give them all the money that they desire. But we also know that At-Atiin has been visited since then. That was the last transmission they got, and the Republic emissary hasn't been there since. So Palpatine hasn't visited the planet since the Empire was formed. I don't know. maybe this was all just part of Palpatine's contingency plan after he died to protect this vault, or 1193 or 39, 100, 100 and 1139 vaults full of credits in the Old Republic Mint. Maybe that was part of his contingency plan. It's possible. It is indeed possible. Morris says, was just me or someone also saw the woman pilot from Lothal in Ahsoka Episode 1? What? Hang on, let's check it. You're saying one of the pilots that comes in on an X-Wing is one of the pilots from Lothal from Ahsoka? Let's check it out. Let's check it out. So how many X-Wings is that? They got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 X-Wings and 2 B-Wings come flying in. You're saying this girl right here? I honestly don't know off the top of my head if she's from Ahsoka or not. I have no idea. It's possible, but I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go fact check you on that, or somebody else can. I don't recall. Yeah. It's possible, though. Star Wars Politics says, I can only say... Oh, wait, sorry. I can only say the thing that I really loved was KB on the pile of credits, but her life is more valuable. Yeah, that's true. Pretty good little thing there. I mean, this episode in particular, is it my favorite episode of the series? Again, I'm going to have to watch it a couple more times. I loved episode 7 quite a bit. So it's either episode 7 or this finale, but I'm not too sure. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see, I guess. I'll have to watch it again. It was very cool. John going into the supervisor's office and then Qui-Gon jinning him. Qui-Gon jinning him. Putting the lightsaber right through him like Qui-Gon at the beginning of The Phantom Menace. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Why did the story end so abruptly? I mean, that was the ending. They won. What we're going to do is just drag it on forever? Can I get some good cups full of orders in the chat, please? Bumpa. Rose says, just joining. I thought it was incredible. Nice. Can you say that it was not Princess Leia visiting at the end of the episode because it was because that it was, I thought, a quick cameo scene, but then nothing happened. I mean, I don't think they were going to show Leia. They had the chance to show Leia and Ahsoka, and they didn't do it. I really don't know. I don't know why they're not showing Leia, because they're showing Luke quite a bit. I don't know if that's because Mark Hamill's still alive, and they don't want to show Leia too much because Carrie Fisher is now gone. But they're not showing Leia. They're not showing Han. And Han, I mean, Harrison Ford's still alive. So I don't know. They're showing a lot of Luke. We got Luke in Mando. We got Luke in Book of Boba Fett. I think we'll be getting more Luke. But no Leia and no Han is strange to me. Perhaps we will see Wim join the New Republic forces. Wim is definitely not staying on At-Atiin. And the fact that he has a lightsaber now leads me to believe he might be joining Luke Skywalker's Jedi Temple. And maybe that's how these characters sort of tie into the Dave Filoni's Mando-verse movie. Because who knows? Maybe they're all Force sensitive. No, I'm kidding. But if anybody's Force sensitive, if anybody's going to become a Jedi, it's probably going to be Wim. And Luke Skywalker, this is when he starts his Jedi Temple up. You know? Millie Bobby Brown could play Leia. I could see it. Let's hope for a season 2. Okay, chat, let's talk about that. Do you guys think after this ending that we should get or will get a second season? Honestly, I'm going to say no. As much as I would love a second season, what's it going to be about? I want more of these characters, don't get me wrong. And I think we will get more of these characters in different projects. Maybe in Dave Filoni's movie, maybe in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, in other places. But how would they set up a second season? The whole gist of the first season is these kids going off on a fun adventure, and then the Jod happens. Jod happens. There's no way that these parents are going to allow them to continue to just go off on that ship and continue to beat the skeleton crew. Yeah. They should do a one-season show called Star Wars Pirates R. Well, actually, Star Wars Pirates, that's not really a joke because Star Wars Pirates a few months ago was a title that was rumored to become a show. Yeah. A spinoff. Maybe some sort of spinoff. I could see these characters showing up in different shows, like I said. But, yeah. KB's ending was mid? KB had the best ending. You think she's dead and then she comes back. Did we win? I think the show's creators said that they already have plans for a second season if they get one. That's true. I mean, there's always room for another story with these characters, but it wouldn't be like season 1 at all. It wouldn't be Jod being the bad guy again. Unless they were like, somehow Jod has escaped. Season 2. Season 2 could be about Tak Renid. That'd be more of a flashback, you know? Will Wim still have to take that test tomorrow? Well, no, that's kind of what they were joking about at the end. Their school is kind of blown up and their whole ecosystem is gone. Here's the thing. The supervisor's dead. And these people aren't going to just be, I guess, under the control of a droid anymore. The New Republic is there, so their whole lives are going to be shaken up. Everything they've lived for is gone. Maybe they'll stay on the planet, live happy lives, still work on the Republic's mint, now the New Republic mint. But who knows? That their whole Wim doesn't have to take his. He is exempt from his test tomorrow. I'll give you that much. Yeah. Well, do you think the planet will ever appear again? Yes. I think At-Atiin has now been set up to be a very important planet moving forward. Because whoever controls it wins the war. And if it truly is right next to Dathomir, as it was deciphered to be, then it's likely that Thrawn could show up at any point, really, and take control of it. Thrawn, here's the weird thing to me. The whole rumors, well, first of all, Thrawn not showing up in this finale. But the whole rumors of Embo being the main villain of the Mandalorian, it makes no sense to me. Grand Admiral Thrawn needs to be set up as the heir to the Empire if we are truly going to go down the route of making an heir to the Empire movie. If you're going to make a Mando trilogy, then Thrawn has to be the bad guy of that. Ahsoka set it up perfectly, referring to him as the heir to the Empire, having him come back to the galaxy with Night Sisters ready to go. And yet, still no Grand Admiral Thrawn in this show. And no word of Grand Admiral Thrawn being in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So how are you going to set up Thrawn to be the head of the Empire when we're not even seeing the guy? He has to the normie fans who've never watched Rebels, never read the canon books or the Legends books, you have to introduce this big blue meanie to all of them on the big screen. People who don't watch the shows, people who don't watch anything other than Star Wars movies are going to have no idea who this guy is. So you got to immediately introduce him as a winner and as a guy who means business. So why not just have him take over At-Atiin? Maybe. Henry says, I think that there could be a 4 to 5 year gap between the next story. Hopefully the ship is repaired and they can take off on another adventure. Jod kidnaps someone or needs help from the kids. Now, Jod's going to the New Republic prison. And unless Thrawn comes to save him from that prison, no, there's no way. No. the battle for At-Atiin. I think there could be a battle for At-Atiin at some point later down the line, but right now, I mean, why not just put that in the show? It seems like the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is going to be its own side quest with a small setup for the Heir to the Empire film. Here's why I think that's a huge mistake if that's the truth. Again, that's just a rumor for now, but here's why I think it's a huge mistake if that's what they're doing. The Mandalorian and Grogu are going to the big screen because they're the biggest Disney Plus series. Because those two characters are massive. Din Djarin is a new fan favorite character, and Grogu, I mean, he's everywhere. Look down right now. He's on your shirt. And yes, he's on mine. So they're everywhere. They're the best sellers. Baby Yoda sold billions upon billions of dollars in merchandise. So they want to bring those two to the big screen. You have to, and I mean have to, do it right. It has to feel like Mando Season 1, Mando Season 2, probably more like Mando Season 2. You have to have those big, awesome, cool things happen in the movie. It can't just be a story about Embo hunting down Stinky the Hutt. It just can't be. It's got to set up Thrawn. It's got to set up Luke. It's got to set up Leia. It's got to set up Han. It's got to set up the Heir to the Empire to be an actual thing. And hopefully it's the first movie in a trilogy, but only time will tell. Why would they kill Jod off without giving... wait, what? Sorry, I missed that. Let me scroll back up. Why would they kill Jod off without even giving him a backstory? Well, they didn't kill him off. And they did give him a backstory. Both of those things happened. Jod in a spinoff. Well, Jod is now probably a prisoner of the New Republic, so... And he doesn't have a Jedi. I mean, a Jedi. He doesn't even have a lightsaber anymore. Wim stole his lightsaber. In the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, they take Wim to Luke Skywalker's academy. That would be pretty cool. See, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie might now be the battle for At-Atiin, which I would be perfectly fine with. If that's the case, if that's what's really going down here, word's going to get out pretty quickly across the galaxy for pirates and smugglers and bounty hunters and whoever, that there are billions upon billions of credits on this planet of At-Atiin. So it's going to need to be protected by the New Republic, and who knows how well they can do that. But the one person who's going to find out, and it's going to be a problem, is Grand Admiral Thrawn. So if, in fact, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is going to be about that, Thrawn winning, taking At-Atiin away from the New Republic, away from the kids from the Skeleton Crew show, I'd be all for that. I'd be all for that. I'm not opposed to seeing Embo and Stinky the Hutt in this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. They just can't be the main plot of the movie. We're past that. We're past little side adventures here. We're working towards something bigger. And if the main big end battle scene in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is on At-Atiin, for At-Atiin, with Grand Admiral Thrawn in the New Republic, with Din and Grogu in that fight because they're with the New Republic now, that would be incredible. And not only that, if you want to know, if you're a normie fan and you want to know what the hell is this At-Atiin planet, you can go back and watch Skeleton Crew. If you want to know all the lore you could possibly find out about At-Atiin, go watch the Skeleton Crew. If you want to know who these 4 kids are, this Wim kid with the lightsaber, go watch Skeleton Crew. I think that's the best bet. I think that's the best way they should go about this. Yeah. Indeed. Seriously, Star Wars, what's up? Oh, Vision Friend with a very generous $10 holla. Holy crap, I appreciate that quite a bit. Super chats, memberships, very, very generous. I appreciate it. But he says, the next series should be called Jedi Academy. With younger Luke, Ben Skywalker, Ben Solo maybe, Grogu, and the Skeleton Crew themselves. I don't know. I don't know if that will ever be made, as much as I would love it to. The only likelihood of that being created would be in animation. a Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple show in animation. And I'd be all for that. 100%. But all of the skeleton crew going there? I don't think so. Just whim, maybe. But we'll see. But I appreciate it. Nonetheless, $10 is very, very generous. I appreciate it. Are you going to be streaming on Tuesdays again? Yes. I think so, yeah. We'll go back to Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I mean, Saturdays, sorry. Yeah. Indeed, I shall. That's an interesting theory that hooks into the Mando movie. I hope so. Grogu is not going down the Jedi path. That too, yeah. Grogu would not be involved with Luke's Jedi Temple. No, he would not. Seriously, Star Wars says, what an episode. 9.5 out of 10 for me. Glad we got Jod's backstory, finally. Would have been cool to see an Order 66 flashback, though. I wanted Carson Teva to be in one of the X-Wings. My question now is, why didn't they do that? Why not? You know? Why did they go so hard to avoid cameos? It's a show about pirates, meaning you could have had characters like Hondo Unaka show up, and it would make perfect sense. Maz Kanata, perfect sense. Even come down the end, you had X-Wings come flying in. Usually, in the Mandoverse time period, when we see X-Wings flying in, it's Carson Teva. Pretty much every time. Why wasn't it this time? That's, to me, weird. Money? Really? Carson Teva? Money? I don't know. It seems like they were avoiding it for some reason. I don't know. John says, thank you for doing the live stream. Thank you for coming. That's the deal. I remember it was back Bad Batch Season 2, I believe. Was it Bad Batch Season 2? Bad Batch Season 2. So over 2 years ago now at this point. We were doing live streams, and I wasn't doing watch parties. And you guys were the ones who convinced me to do watch parties. I was like, guys, I'm not staying up till 3 a.m, or I'm not staying up all night to watch the show and then not have any of you show up. And then you guys convinced me. We had about 20 of you there. It was insane. And now, 2 years later, look at us. It's over 300 people here right now. And I appreciate every last one of you. You guys are awesome. So smash a freaking like. Okay. Yeah. What if we saw Trapper Wolf? Well, even that, like, we didn't see anybody we recognize except for maybe a pilot from Ahsoka. Maybe. I'll have to go check that, but maybe. Yeah. They went out of their way on this one to totally make a total standalone show. Yeah, and that's weird. They went out of their way to do that. They could have tied in. They could have, like, Carson Teva is not a big cameo. However, it would immediately go, okay, this is connected. Carson Teva was in Ahsoka. Carson Teva was in The Mandalorian. This is connected. But they didn't do that. Strange. Very strange. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Adam. I hope all is well. I wanted to hear Captain Fern one last time. Well, sad. Can't wait to see if we get any announcements at Star Wars Celebration in Japan. Oh, Star Wars Celebration in Japan might be enormous. A Mandalorian and Grogu teaser trailer. We're talking maybe 2 animated Star Wars show announcements. A lot of stuff. Yeah. A lot of stuff we don't even know about yet. But we'll see. Anthony says, when you think about it, Mike, the omission makes a lot of sense to not have any cameos. Mando Season 1 never introduced classic known characters. But Season 2 was a smorgasbord. Same could be the case for Skeleton Crew. Maybe. Your pal Joe says 6 out of 10 didn't like it. Wow. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Mando Season 1 didn't have any cameos. None at all. And it stood on its own, and that warranted a second season, which was filled with cameos. Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Luke. Interesting. I kind of like that. They're setting up these characters to eventually join the crew, join the fight, join the story. Maybe. I feel like now, more than ever, they're using Disney Plus as a sort of breeding ground to figure out what works. And then, whatever does work gets brought into the movies. So it seems to me that these characters obviously will show up in other shows and other movies. But this show, being its own sort of spin-off show, totally alone on its own, makes sense because it's eventually going to tie into everything else. I don't know. It's just more proof that you can create an incredible new story in Star Wars without any cameos, and it's incredible. It's the exact same conversation we had about The Mandalorian, about, I guess, The Acolyte, but some people would disagree with me on that one. To make a standalone show that has nothing to do with anything else, doesn't rely on legacy characters, that's important. Because moving forward, once we sort of tidy up this Mandalorian and Mando-verse era in between the originals and the sequels, we're going to have to move to somewhere else in the timeline, whether it's post-sequels, pre-sequels, the Dawn of the Jedi, the Old Republic. We're going to have to go to that time period and rely solely on new stories. Well, that's not fully true. We have those Old Republic characters that we can rely on, but you're not going to be able to rely on legacy characters like a Vader or a Luke or an Obi-Wan to tell your story. You're going to have to do your own thing. And Skeleton Crew is just another piece of content that is proof that it can be done. It's an incredible show that was done with nobody seen. Yeah. Yeah. David, with a very generous $2 holla, I appreciate it, David, says, if Carson's in it, it makes the world feels, or the galaxy feel small. I see that side of the argument, but to me, it would make it feel like it's all connected. I get it. The galaxy's enormous. It's supposed to feel like this big thing. The New Republic is supposed to feel big, so maybe you're not supposed to see the same pilot over and over and over again. Yeah. Vane was seen. That's true. Vane was in this show, which is a connection to The Mandalorian. That's true. But Vane really wasn't used much. This was the most he was in any episode, and he was barely in it. Where was the death that was promised? Well, she was answering the question for the last 2 episodes, and we did see we saw Brutus's death, we saw SM-33's death, and a lot of pirates did die in this episode. What do you think will happen with Jod since he was still in the Watchtower at the end of the finale? The New Republic will capture him. Yeah. The New Republic will capture him. Jordan Rennie with a very generous $10 holla. I appreciate that, Jordan, quite a bit. Says, think about all these threads for them to tie together. Peridia and Ahsoka, the heir to the Empire, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Luke and his Jedi Temple, At-Atiin, Mando and Grogu, and people think that Star Wars is dead, LOL. Well, see, do I want to be really mean? Yeah, I could have went on this crazy tyrant about how those people are dumb and stupid and dumb, and those people don't know. Those people are the dumb people. No, we'll play nice. Those people who say that Star Wars is dead, I feel like, are one, either looking for something to complain about in their lives. For some reason, one or another, their lives aren't going too great, and they just have a bad outlook on life. Or two, they're just quite simply blind. Here's the deal. Is Skeleton Crew for everybody? Probably not. Did I like it? Yes. Did a lot of you like it? At least 52% of you loved this episode. So I think when all is said and done, when you look at it from afar, Disney owning Star Wars for the last 12 years, 13 years now, has only given us so much Star Wars content that people have lost their minds. That's how I'm going to put that. There is so much great Star Wars content that people have absolutely lost their mind. Even if you don't like the sequel trilogy, even if you don't like The Acolyte, I'll give it to you. I personally like The Acolyte, but let's say you don't. You got Star Wars Rebels, which is Come on. It's literally one of the best shows I've ever seen. Ahsoka, to me, is really, really good. I get not liking it as much as something else, but The Mandalorian. Rogue One. Did I say The Mandalorian? Oh, well, about season 1 or 2? I get season 3, okay? Maybe you don't like it too much. The rematch of the century with Kenobi. The Bad Batch, 3 seasons. Doesn't get much better than that. Tales of the Jedi. I get not really liking Tales of the Empire as much. You might not like a Morgan Elsbeth. You might not like a Barasafi. But Tales of the Jedi, nonetheless. If you go to the video games category, you got Jedi Survivor. You got Fallen Order. You got Battlefront 1 and 2. You got Star Wars Outlaws. And that's already far more content than we have ever seen in the history of Star Wars before 2012. Far more. So I think they've lost their minds. Yeah. Yeah. Star Wars Outlaws is crazy underrated. Yeah. I mean, it's an open world Star Wars game. People can't get over the fact that you're playing as Kay, what's her name? Kay Vess. If people can't get over the fact that you're playing as Kay Vess, a brand new character in Star Wars, that you can't appreciate the incredible open world Star Wars game we got 6 months ago. Crazy. Yeah. But I appreciate it, Jordan. I really, really do. It's crazy to me. It really is. They are all connected. It still just has to play out. Yeah, I mean, all these stories from The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Skeleton Crew, Ahsoka, all those stories are going to connect in these Mando movies. It's all going to cross over in some sort of Avengers Endgame event, with Grand Admiral Thrawn being the big blue meanie. But when you look at the shows on their own, they stand on their own. Ahsoka stands on its own as a great show. Skeleton Crew stands on its own as a great show. So does The Mandalorian. So does the Book of Boba Fett. But I'm just saying, yeah, the last two. But they stand alone as great shows. When they cross over, now you have the crossover event that'll be awesome. I can guarantee that if they do it correctly with Grand Admiral Thrawn as the heir to the Empire. But then you have still the seeds that were planted all those years ago of the origins of those characters. Now when you see Wim, Fern, KB, Neil, Jod in a movie or in the next show, you'll have that whole backstory, origin story of those characters, where they come from, this whole big history. Same with Din Djarin, same with Grogu. We're just talking about the same thing. Mando Season 1 comes out, Mando Season 1 ends. There's no cameos in that. It's Moff Gideon, he's a brand new character. It's IG-11, IG-88. 11? 88? 11? 11. He's a familiar-looking droid, but he's a new droid. You got Greef Karga, new character. Din Djarin, new character. Grogu, new character. Cara Dune, new character. It's the same conversation. Yeah. Your pal Joe says, if they're using Skeleton Crew as you say, Mike, then I'll be happy. I mean, here's the deal. They just gave us an incredible season of television. Let's put it that way. They just gave us 8 episodes of this origin story of the Jewels of the Old Republic, brand new lore to the Old Republic era or High Republic era, whatever you want to call it, to the great works. They gave us a pirate Jedi, 4 new main kid characters that people have fallen in love with. One now holds a lightsaber. And they've set us up for what's to come next. I mean, not specifically. They didn't straight up show Thrawn. They didn't straight up show Din and Grogu. But they set us up to see those. They set us up to see these characters again in whatever comes next. Yeah. Jod was soft, should have pulled an Anakin. Oh my God. Well, here's the thing. If he just straight up started slicing and dicing, then he would have been like an Anakin. But he's not that guy. Yes, he had a terrible upbringing, but that doesn't stop him from not killing people. I think we got to actually see a pretty good side of Jod this week. And this is pretty funny. Star Wars themselves posted this today. Wait, what? Where is it? Oh. Star Wars themselves. Where the hell is this? Did they delete it? What the heck? Maybe it wasn't Star Wars. I thought it was. Maybe not. Somebody posted a thing today. I thought it was Star Wars. Well, let's see. That said, find the difference between these two photos. And it was a photo of Jod and Sid. Huh, it's gone now. But it existed. I saw it with my own two eyes. It existed. But it was a picture of Jod next to Sid. And it said, corporate needs us to find the difference between these two photos. Honestly, Jod is... I hate Sid. You guys know how much I hate Sid. But Jod is nowhere close to that. I mean, in this last episode, we kind of got to see a softer side of him. He didn't want to kill anybody. He didn't want to kill Fern and her mom the whole episode. Or when women and his dad showed up. He didn't want to kill them. He actually did everything to not kill them. Anything he possibly could. Because he wanted to protect these people. He even told the pirates not to kill people. So I don't think Jod's always going to remain a bad guy, but we're going to see a lot more of him in the future. Who is Sid? Great question. Sid is almost like Voldemort. She who shall not be named. Yeah. Did Wim end up with the lightsaber at the end? Yes, he did. Indeed, he did. Yeah. And it's almost like Jod accepted his defeat and let Wim keep it. You know? Jared says, if Filoni doesn't give me a Grogu and Chopper moment together, I will never forgive him for that. I hope, yeah, that would be a great duo right there. I'd like that a lot. I think what's really cool about the Skeleton Crew series, in that it's not really connected to anything else, if you're a 10, 11, 12-year-old kid, or not even that, if you're an adult, this is your first introduction to Star Wars, it makes you feel like a kid again. That's the one thing. It makes you feel like you're either Fern or KB or Neil or Wim, and you're in this Star Wars adventure. But if it's your first ever look into the Star Wars universe, you're going to fall in love with Star Wars. Like, this is the ultimate cool kid fantasy. It's the dream. It's the dream. It's a pirate adventure as a kid in the Star Wars galaxy. And the fact that it didn't connect to anything else, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Oh my God. Jordan Rennie with another $5 holla. Holy crap, Jordan. Says, Jude Law's hoped that fans would be upset and emphasized with Jod, and empathize, sorry, with Jod in this episode. That's true. Jude Law in his interview did say that he'd hoped that fans would be upset after the finale. Now, upset because it's over? Or upset because Jod loses? Well, I guess only time will tell. Yeah. Jared says, the problem is that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie doesn't come out until summer of 2026. May of 2026, yeah. Technically still the spring, but yes. Yes. Well, there's nothing until then. No. Andor Season 2 is in like 97 days. Andor Season 2 is April 22nd. So there's no Star Wars content until the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Yeah. Upset because we didn't get many answers? Answers to what? We got Jod's backstory. We got who the supervisor was. We found out what At-Atiin was. It was an Old Republic mint. Found out that it was in operation until at least Order 66. What didn't we get answered? Anthony says, well, Jude Law was certainly right about one thing when he said the audience would be asking what happens next. I need more. Yeah, well, that's kind of where you want your audience, no? Speculating, hoping, trying to figure out what comes next. Oh, and we will. It's a long year and a half until that Mandalorian and Grogu movie comes out. We'll have Andor, we'll have other Star Wars projects before then. But yeah, we'll be trying to figure out what's going on in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie for the next year and a half. There'll be a teaser trailer probably at Star Wars Celebration. So in about 3.5, 4 months, we'll be getting a teaser trailer for that movie, which is insane. Think about that. In a couple months, we'll be getting the teaser trailer for the next Star Wars movie. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I was waiting for Wim to turn on the lightsaber wrong again. He double checked it, that was for sure. The Jodverse Sid was on Star Wars on Twitter. I thought so, but I can't find it. Maybe they deleted it because Jod is not a bad guy anymore. I don't know. Here's the teaser trailer that they released for the episode here.
At Rennet soared away, aboard the Onyx Cinder, and never was he seen again. For at At-Atiin he did plunder.
I mean, you watch that, obviously gets you hyped up, but here's the deal. This finale did everything it was supposed to do. To me, it was kind of a letdown because there was no Thrawn, because there was no maybe familiar face from the New Republic. But that's just because I'm hoping for a cameo. I'm hoping for what's to come next. The finale was perfect for what Skeleton Crew has been setting up this entire season. It was the big climactic event. Who will take At-Atiin? Will the kids fight back and win? Or will they lose to the pirates? And honestly, it all comes back. Like, we talk about how little details from earlier on in the season come to fruition in the later part of the episode. It all came together in this later episode. Of course, the biggest one being the gunner, the turret that was on top of the school that Neil knew about because his girlfriend showed him on At-Akron. Like, all those cool little details coming back to this final big battle against the pirates. The only way that KB is able to exit the atmosphere is because of Neil saving the day with that turret. It's just so genius. The writing in the show was so good. So good. And even in this finale, you had so many shots that were just like, that's awesome. When the barrier was disappearing, and they showed the shot of the robot laying on the floor, and through the lens you could see the thing disappearing. It's just genius stuff like that. Is Gunter okay? I think Gunter's a goner. Unless he's not dead and he's just a prisoner, he's definitely a goner. Yeah. I like your optimism. Thanks. I think Fern, not being a part of the show, would have skyrocketed ratings. What? Fern? Obnoxious, and thinks there isn't consequences against literally murdering pirates. Jod should have won. Well, that's a take. That's a take if I've ever heard one. Wild. I felt like I needed a sneak peek to set up the big what's next of it all. Well, honestly, I agree with you. I think Thrawn should have shown up in this finale. I'm going to die on that sword, but that's what I think should have happened. However, I don't think me thinking that took away from this finale in any sort of way. It's still an incredible finale. It's still an incredible show, but I agree with you. I think it should have set up what's to come next. Now, here's the deal. Mando Season 3 didn't do that either. Mando Season 3 does not set up the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Not at all. It's actually a happy ending. It's them on Navarro just chilling around. It's a happy ending. They've reclaimed Mandalore. So it doesn't set up what comes next. The Book of Boba Fett, same thing. They win. They beat Cad Bane. Possibly kill Cad Bane. And it doesn't really set up what's to come next, except for the fact that Cobb Vanth is still alive, which is cool because Cobb Vanth's the GOAT. But it doesn't set up what's to come next. They win. He takes over Tatooine. Doesn't set up anything next. The only project Skeleton Crew sets up something at least, sets up At-Atiin being important to the New Republic and what's to come next. But the only project that sets something up next is Ahsoka. And it sets up Ahsoka Season 2 with Ahsoka, Huge Wang, and Sabine on Peridia with Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati. But it also sets up Grand Admiral Thrawn back in the main Star Wars galaxy with an army of Night Sisters on Dathomir. So of our 4 main shows in this Mando-verse time period, only one of them is setting up what's to come next. So it's kind of almost our fault for expecting that anything else would happen. You know? Who else is freaking out over Leia's ship coming in? Is it Leia's ship? I really don't know. You missed my most recent super chat, did I? Oh, I did. Jordan, sorry. Impression of that song, please? Oh, okay. I'll sing along to it. Just real quick. Just a snippet.
Soared away, away, aboard the onyx cinder, and never was he seen again. For At-Atiin he
did plunder. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it. Okay. Where was I? Thanks, Kid Fisto. I appreciate it. Cooper says, just watched the episode and oh my goodness, my heart is beating. Yeah, pretty good. Honestly, there was a moment there where I actually thought they killed off KB, and I was shocked. I was really shocked. I thought, no way they just killed off KB. But then I was like, I feel like somebody has to die. And her actress was saying that the one word that she would use to describe the final 2 episodes is death. Maybe. A guy who loves karaoke? I love karaoke. Yeah. Was that Leia's ship? It's definitely some type of her ship, but was Leia on it? That's the big question. Was it Leia's ship? I got to take a closer look at it, I think. Let's see. Was it Leia's ship? What do we think, chat? Is it Leia's ship or no? See if I can get a good look at it here. That's not a bad look at it right there. What do we think, chat? Hang on, let me look up. Put Leia's Tantive 4 next to it. Leia. All right, I should just look up Tantive. Tantive 4. So the Tantive 4 has red markings on it. Oh, and it does in the sequel trilogy too. So yeah, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, let's check this out. So this is the Tantive 4 from A New Hope. And this is what it looks like in The Rise of Skywalker. This actually is a better look. Yeah, so it's got that red accent there. And this one has blue. Yeah, it looks like it's just the same designed ship, but it's not Leia's. Yeah. A holo video from Leia would have been nice. I mean, yeah, would have been. Those models are all over the place, so it's hard to say. Well, I think it's not. I don't think it is hers. Now, is it one we've seen before? Maybe. Maybe. No, I was going to say something crazy, but I don't think it is. Why not show a Leia appearance? Well, that's the same argument with Ahsoka. I was so mad when they didn't show a Leia appearance in Ahsoka. We got C-3PO instead, which was like, okay. But Leia would have been great. Who's your favorite character in Skeleton Crew? Mine is Neil, KB, and Wim. Well, if I only could choose one. All right, chat, tell me your favorite character from the show. But if I can only choose one, it's tough. KB was winning the battle for pretty much the first 7 episodes. Pull it up. Should we pull it up? But I can only do 4 options in a poll. So I won't pull this up because we can only do 4 options if we do a poll. So who's your favorite character from Skeleton Crew? Let's see who can win this. Jod is the GOAT. Honestly, Jod by the end, he's not a Sid character. He's not a Pong Krell type of character. He's not a bad guy. Yes, he's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy, you know? He's like Wreck-It Ralph. he's He's like Wreck-It Ralph. He's not a bad guy. He's just a bad guy. So if I had to pick one character, that's tough. We got a bunch of KBs. We got a bunch of Neils. We got a bunch of Wims, a bunch of Ferns. I got to go KB. I think KB for the first 7 episodes wins it. For the finale, though, it's either Fern or Wim, I think. I mean, you got Neil again in the bath. Neil in the bath. See, if you could put a character in a specific location, Neil in the bath. Do a poll. Well, if I could do a poll, I can only do 4 options. So what are my 4 options then? Just the 4 kids? Because then Jaw's not on the list. You know? Maybe Sabine did a paint job for Leia's Tantive. Well, that wouldn't really make sense because then we see it years later in the sequel trilogy and it's still red. But I like where your head's at. I think the biggest thing to come out of tonight, obviously other than a great finale, was that no Nina Nawood. No Nina Nawood. That actually makes my life really easy because I had a lot of people coming to me going, Mike, I got some inside information on the Skeleton Crew. This is going to be this character named Nina Nawood. She's going to be this cool Jedi character. I was like, oh, yeah, really? It's like, you got any evidence to support that? And they were like, no. Evidence? What's that? I said, oh, evidence, like, so I can actually know if they're going to be. Evidence? No. Didn't happen. So I know who to not trust now. Okay. What if one of those B-Wings had Hera Syndulla in it? Well, if it did, it would have showed us. Like, you could always say, what if this person was in that ship? But if Hera Syndulla was in that ship, they would have shown it. And why would she be in that? Do a kids poll? All right, I'll do a kids poll. Let's see where this poll ends at, actually. 53% of you loved the episode. 26% of you liked it. So right off the bat, that is quick maths. About 79%, 80% of you guys who loved or liked it. That's awesome. 16% said meh, and 2% hated it with almost 500 votes on that poll. That's crazy. I got to write that down. 489 votes on that poll. That's insane. Okay. That might be a record. All right. Let's do this. Which kid character was your favorite? We got Wim. We got Fern. We got Neil. And we got KB. I think I would go KB here. Honestly, they're all so close. Can we give a good... All right, the series is over now. Can we give a huge round of applause to these kids? I mean, talk about kid actors not being good and all that stuff. They are the ones that carried this show. Yes, Jude Law is in it, and he's an incredible actor. But these kids carried the show. They carried single episodes at a time. Episode 1, where Jod's not even in it at all, until the very, very end. I guess in the very, very beginning. Episode 6, where Jod's barely in it. These kids carried this show. And it's very, very difficult to find 4, never mind just 1, but 4 kid actors that can do that. Incredible. Yeah. All right, chat. Let's see the vote. KB is currently in the lead with 37 or 38%. Wow, she actually got a pretty big lead. Wim is in last with 15%. Fern, 20%. Neil, 25%. KB is in the lead right now. Yeah. Crazy. Acolytes catching strays in the chat. Oh my God. The 4 children actors and actresses were all better than the acting in The Acolyte. You guys are crazy. You are quite misremembering The Acolyte, if I do say so myself. The acting in The Acolyte's fantastic. I mean, you got Carrie Ann Moss. You got guy from Squid Games. I don't want to mess up his name, so I'm not even going to try anymore. I was getting crap for it. Jeez, Chad. You got Manny Jacinto. God. I broke R2-D2's head. I don't know how to put it back on. Oh, wait. I figured it out. I did it. Yeah, so I was eating on a popcorn bucket during the watch party. I decapitated R2-D2 to eat popcorn out of him. Yeah. Sad. Okay. But where were we? It's like Harry Potter all over again. The cast was gold. That's true. I never really thought about that, but the cast for Harry Potter, they really hit out of the park with that. Because they were putting a lot of faith on those kids because they were going to be in those movies for a decade. Wild. SM33 was the star of the show. He gave me General Grievous vibes. Really? General Grievous vibes. I love SM33. Love a good droid. You love a good droid, right, Chop? Exactly. Love a good droid. SM33 was a great droid. I love that they brought him back. Obviously, his head getting chopped off, we were like, holy crap. If you watch my reaction, I did not see it coming. But he's a droid. He can be put back together. Yeah. Yeah. We're all hungry for more Star Wars. Exactly. That seems to be the consensus. Wait until the news of At-Atiin carries across the galaxy. Thrawn will be all over that. It's true. Once At-Atin's sort of prevalence comes out, it'll become an issue. Rose, with a very generous $5 holla, I appreciate that, Rose, says, they almost pulled a tech on us with KB. They made us love her character, and we almost saw another Order 99. Plan 99. Or is it Order 99? Plan 99? I forget. Psyched out the audience. Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't have been opposed to KB dying. Now, that sounds horrible, what I just said, but KB was my favorite character in this show. If she was to have died in that fiery explosion, it would have made the stakes that much higher. I think the show would have ended differently. Jod would be full bad guy. Like, he would have... If he kills KB, it's over. Like, he's a bad guy. But the fact that they didn't kill KB makes it that Jod might eventually have a redemption arc. His backstory is what makes him, like, the backstory we learned about him today makes him feel not as evil. You know? Yeah. It would have been more interesting if Thrawn had already figured it out. I agree with that. Because Thrawn is supposed to be this genius, and it would have been crazy. Honestly, this whole episode I was just waiting for a Star Destroyer to come out of hyperspace. When Jod was like, you guys don't know what you're doing. When you're calling the New Republic, you don't understand what you're doing. He was very, hang on, let's go back here. Jod was very, very, very adamant in saying that these kids had no idea what they were unleashing, sort of, by calling the New Republic. I forget where he said that at, though. It was almost like he was alluding to him knowing something that they don't. Oh, wait, I think I found it. Yeah, so Jod, it's right when KB gets sent up, and Jod says, children, you think you can send your ship up for help? You don't know what you've done. Interesting. You don't know what you've done, and then we see KB fly up and get shot down by the pirates. So maybe he was just talking about KB almost dying. Maybe that's what he didn't know what they've done, but I don't really know. It was Plan 99. That's what I thought. Yeah. But I appreciate it, Rose. Nonetheless, your super chat is very, very generous, and I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let me end this poll. Let's see who the favorite kid of the series was. 39% of you say KB. 24% second place is Neil. Third place is Wim with 20. Wim takes a late third place. And 15% is Fern. Wow. Fern, last place. That's pretty much what my list would be. I mean, like, I think Fern and Wim are pretty tied for last, but even last in that race is pretty good. Yeah. Ahsoka made Thrawn look like a gonk droid. I could not disagree with you more. Ahsoka set up Thrawn extremely well and proved to us how tactical he is as a general, while also cementing the fact that he was running from something. Setting up Abeloth was something huge in Ahsoka. Yeah. Indeed. Okay, let's do this. Yakra Momo and Jod discovered that the Mint was printing. What? Oh, funny. Okay. All right, I am going to get on out of here because I got to go make this breakdown video. It's going to be a long night. This was a crazy episode with a lot of craziness going on, so I'm going to have to get to it. But a huge shout out to Jordan, Rennie, Fearless, Brandon, Richard, Troy, Fern, David, BSW, Vision Friend, and Rose for the very generous super chats and memberships. As always, I appreciate it, but I do have to get on out of here to go make that breakdown video. Watch out for this breakdown video early in the morning, hopefully like 5 a.m. if I can get it out by then. That'll mean I'll be working for the next 7 hours, 6 hours, whatever it is. So hopefully we'll get it out by then. But if you have not yet already, smash a freaking like on this stream. I appreciate you all. This was quite the finale of Skeleton Crew, and I can't wait to talk about it in the breakdown video and break it all down, but also talk about it on Thursday's live stream when everybody's kind of, here. But we got a lot of you guys here anyway, so I appreciate it all. Smash a freaking like on this stream if you have not already. Hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. The fun does not stop now. Yes, Skeleton Crew is over, but that's just the beginning. This is the beginning of 2025, and we got a big year ahead of us. We got to break down, of course, the rest of Skeleton Crew, what it sets up. This Mandalorian and Grogu movie's coming next year. But Andor Season 2, and who knows what else they're going to announce at Star Wars Celebration. So until then, hope you have a great rest of your evening. Smash a freaking like in the stream. May the Force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you guys so much more than you will ever know. This was an incredible live stream, an incredible show. And I can't wait for more. I just can't wait. When will we see Wim next? With his lightsaber at the ready. Only time will tell. Will we ever see Jude Law back in Star Wars? He survived. He survived. Well, until then, I hope you have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your lives, and good night, everybody.